what we just did, in the answer we would put that it doesn't absolutely converge, right?
Uh,
Because it diverges on the endpoint.
It didn't ask for that.
On this one, you don't have to say anything about absolute convergence. You only have to give me the interval correctly with parentheses. And if it did converge at an endpoint, you'd use a bracket at that one. Yeah. All right, let's go to number 1. We're finding the volume of a solid generated by a rotation here. Let's do a similar question. So that region is getting rotated around the x-axis, as you see here. These things do happen. And we need to determine the volume. So we need to find these intersection points and then set up the integral. There it goes. All right. That's better. So the integral that we use for this, pi times f of x squared minus g of x squared dx. Remember, the area of a circle is pi r squared. And so when you rotate this, you get it with the outside function here, you get a giant circle. Pi r squared is the area times delta x creates volume. We got to do the outside minus the inside. That's why it's f of x squared minus g of x squared. So first thing we need to do is figure out the bounds. That would be the x values of the intersection points. And so to find the bounds, we'll set these equal. And we will solve for x. So we're going to have to square each side to get rid of that root. Well, let's see, do we have to do that? Yeah, before we do that though, let's divide by 5. Make these numbers smaller so numbers don't get so large. So we have 2 square root x equals x. Now let's square each side. There's multiple ways this could be done, but I'm going to do it this way. So we'll get 4x equals x squared. All right, now I'm going to get it set equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract the 4x over there. Get x squared minus 4x equals 0. I'm going to factor out an x. And so now that 0 factor property, x equals 0 or x minus 4 equals 0. So this one's already solved, x equals 0. Add 4 to each side and x equals 4. So the x coordinate of this intersection is 0. That's obvious from the graph. The x coordinate of this intersection is 4. You can see if you put 4 in here, 5 times 4 is 20. Square root of 4 is 2, times 10 is 20, so it works. So now for our integral, we're going to go from 0 to 4. Pi f of x squared, that's the outside function, so that's the 10 root x, put it in parentheses, square it, minus g of x squared, that's the inside function, parentheses again, squared. All right, I'm going to pull the pi out, and then I'm going to square each of those. So that'll be 100x minus 25x squared. Now we'll do the antiderivatives. So add 1 and divide, so we'll get x squared, divide by 2, we'll get 50. And add 1 to get 3, divide, we get minus 25 thirds. Okay, let's plug in the bounds. So 50 times 4 squared minus 25 thirds times 4 cubed. If we put 0 in, it's going to all work out to 0. Now it's just arithmetic. Hardest part. 4 squared is 16. 16 times 50. Is it 8,000? 16 times 50? 8,000?
800.
800?
Yeah.
Okay, that's way off. Got the 8 right. See, 10 to, yeah, 10 times, see, 16. So 10 times 50 would be 500, 6 times 50 would be 300, it's 800, good. And here we got 64, 4 to the third is 64. How about 64 times 25? 1,600? I'm going to get a common denominator. This is over 1, so multiply by 3, top and bottom. 2,400 over 3. 2,400 minus 1,600 is 800. That should be it. You good?
The answer we have to put the units, right?
Did this one, did they give us units?
Let's keep it there.
Say that again?
Let's keep it there. But it says it in the
Yeah, it says it in Pearson.
on the.
I would not take points off on the exam, but
Is that gonna say units, or like is it gonna have?
no, you're just gonna work it out and leave the answer at the end. Technically, and you might get an instructor at another school, or even here, that will take off points if you don't write cubic units. So, technically, you need to write that. Have a good week. Have a good week. See you Monday.
Is it 8 o'clock? 8 p.m.?
Yeah, oh yeah. I will send out a Canvas message to remind you guys. We need to start at 8 o'clock on Monday because there's another class in here at 10 o'clock and we need 2 hours. Yeah, technically, if you ask me, what's the volume of that? Somebody tell, well, 800 pi over 3? That absolutely means nothing, okay? Or if you just state 800 pi over 3, we don't know if you thought it was square units or linear units or cubic. We don't know. All right, other questions? We've got time for one more.